Today we are going to be testing out Escanor, and we're going to be discussing his character, this unit, and also his weaknesses, and also some other things about AV. So without further ado, let's get this video started. Alright guys, so we're gonna be testing out this lift right here. I wanted to test out Escanor here because Escanor, obviously, as you guys know, is a very powerful unit. So we're gonna test him out here. Maybe also get a stall fall. So yeah, I can restart it if I lose to it. So this is a rift, right? So thankfully I can restart it. So we're gonna be placing down our unit right here to give him the space that he needs, and then he's just gonna farm all the way to like wave 20. So we'll see. As you can see right now, we're at wave 5 of rifts. We are soloing this trait or this rift with Escanor, which is really nice. I just better pray that his nightmare isn't here. So the thing with the Escanor is it's really easy. It's really great to use him alone, right? Because that's like his passive. But you better pray that you know what doesn't appear, because Escanor has the most painfully obvious weaknesses from all the Vanguards. And honestly, I'm gonna say it right now. Apart from Diavolo, Escanor might be the weakest Vanguard. Probably better than Gogeta, but not by a lot, in my opinion. Alright, so now we're gonna be testing this unit in, a relatively easy stage, right? Like, you just want to use him, maybe the first legend stage. Yeah, the first legend stage is gonna be pretty great. Yeah, let's start here. Alright, we're gonna pick, maybe just champions, I guess, or maybe Quake. Yeah, this is gonna be pretty light work for our GOAT Escanor, the peak Escanor, right? Alright, start. Alright, let's take a look at the HP of the enemies here. How much is the HP of the enemies here again? Okay, look at that. Shinobi Puppet, 2.10k. This is light work. Let's check his placement. Oh, 220,000 damage. You're cooked, Shinobi Puppet. You are cooked. Let's turn on units so that we can see. Oh, look at that. 42 HP. You're cooked, bro. Bro, what the heck? You're cooked. Come on. Bro, what the heck is happening? Bro, what the heck? You can't be serious. Legend stage, lock in, Escanor, lock in. Come on, man, lock in. Bro, let's use a nuke. Let's use a nuke. We gotta use a nuke, man. We have to kill at least a few of them. Bro, you didn't even take down the shield. Jeez, what the heck, Escanor? You're literally 2 for 2, man. Bro, lock in. This is not funny. This is diabolical with shields. All right, he's lost. Now he's gonna do his cool little revive animation. I lost. Who decided that? He's gonna say, who decided that? Come on, man. Had you just been able to break like 2 shields, this would not have happened. Alright, now, you know what would be funny? If we activated this like ultimate form and he still lost. That would be funny. Alright, let's activate this ultimate form. Let's see if he can be at least one dismantled puppet. Not even one dismantled puppet, bro. I just found this meme on Discord that really just encapsulates how funny this is. It's Toji. It's not Toji. It's Ghetto, or I forgot this name, the name of his character. I haven't watched JJ Mid in so long, or JJK in so long. But it's basically Escanor. You could do it, and then it's Escanor right there saying, "You're trying to convince me that it's impossible when you yourself could do it." And then, or are you mid because you're Escanor, or are you Escanor because you're mid? There is literally right here a bunch of memes for Escanor that's just so funny. This one right here is funny. Here of meet the midman, Escanor Pride. And this one right here, which again really does encapsulate why a lot of people think Escanor is mid. It's because he's being compared to 2 perfect units like Sangjinwoo and Kaguya. And then there's a bunch more. There's this one right here with Escanor being stabbed by shield, and then Diavolo, Gogeta, Kaguya, and Sangjinwoo Vanguard just looking in shock at Escanor being stabbed by shields. And then this one right here, the weakest Vanguard in history versus the weakest Vanguard of today. It's funny. It honestly is very funny. Yeah, I think the reason why it's like this is mainly because of how Escanor, or how people complained about the Vanguards were too strong previously. That was like a serious complaint back then. Right? A lot of people were complaining that secrets are too weak in comparison to Vanguards. So it's only the Vanguards that you really want to get. You don't want to get any other unit apart from the Vanguards, right? And if you compare Escanor to Kaguya and Song Jinwoo, Escanor will do more damage than both of them. But Escanor will have a lot more weaknesses and limit. Oh my god, I'm cooked, bro. I'm cooked. Yeah, man, as I was talking about it, this problem really is annoying, man. Yeah, man, you're cooked. We literally are cooked. So yeah, that kind of sucks. So yeah, I guess it does kind of suck that Escanor now has this weakness. But if you like looked at the previous like months, there were a lot of complaints about Vanguards being too overpowered, especially when Kaguya released. If you watch Nag's videos, right, he has a lot of words about the Vanguards and all of that. And I kind of do agree in a sense, and I kind of do think that if you compare Escanor to the other units that are perfect, if you compare Escanor to the other units that are Vanguard, like Song Jinwoo and Kaguya, and even Gogeta at his time was really overpowered. Gogeta at his time, there wasn't really a lot of debuffs yet to make Gogeta bad, right? So there was a lot of there was not that many debuffs yet when Gogeta was released. So when Gogeta was released, there wasn't that much counters to him, and he was literally a god when he released, right? Then later on, they released debuffs, they released stuns, they released so much stuff in other units that power crept Gogeta. But when Gogeta released, he was perfect. Song Jinwoo, Vanguard, and Kaguya released, and they were just perfect because they had unknown. They just did everything basically, and they pretty much broke the game in the sense that I would literally just be using Song Jinwoo, Vanguard, and Kaguya every single time. It's literally pointless to use any other unit. So I think right now they're trying to avoid that by making it so the stronger the units are, the more weaknesses they're gonna have. Which I think is fair. I think future Vanguards will now also have this, where the stronger they are, the more weaknesses they're gonna have, because Escanor has a bunch of weaknesses. But if you take a look at Jin Mori, right? Jin Mori is also a unit that has so much DPS, the most DPS in the game by like 5 times if you max him out. But Jin Mori has weaknesses, like you need to buff him in order to maximize his DPS. He's very expensive, and he's really only the best when he reaches max upgrade and, you know, you set him up with his clones. So Jin Mori also can get stunned and doesn't have a cleanse. His clones also don't have passive. So Jin Mori also has these weaknesses because he's super strong. So I think that right now, that's their mindset with making these units. That the stronger they are, the more weaknesses they're gonna have. They won't be like perfect anymore, like how Song Jinwoo, Vanguard, and Kaguya is. We don't talk about Yuhaba because Yuhaba wasn't even supposed to be this good. It was a bug that made him to be this good. But yeah, I think that's just why Escanor is like that. And honestly, Escanor really isn't that bad, but he's not better than Song Jinwoo, Vanguard, and Kaguya. He just isn't. I think he's better than Song Jinwoo, Vanguard in terms of damage, but in terms of like overall, he is not better than Song Jinwoo, Vanguard, or Kaguya. He's probably more or less equal to Gogeta, because Gogeta can at least do something against shields, but Gogeta's more expensive, doesn't have cleanse and all that other stuff, but at least he's, you know, somewhat able to solo Sand Village, unlike Escanor here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Escanor just has this one insane weakness, and I do think that moving forward, these Vanguards will have a lot more more weaknesses, I think. So if you think that this guy is you know, struggling and all that other stuff, just you know, if he's struggling with shields and you see he's struggling with shields, just bring another unit or just don't use his first passive. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I will be making a video ranking all the Vanguards, but I think it's pretty obvious what the answer to that would be now that you've seen this video. I think it's pretty obvious, honestly, but I'll still make that video, in my opinion, just to maybe spread the word out more. So yeah, that's pretty much it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.